Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CCA. We are gonna come at you with a Division 2 match here in Week 1. I'm Cater, and I'm joined today by my lovely co-commentator, Topic.
Hello. Like you said, we have some Division Two action, and actually, in-state rival, or not, I won't say rivalry, but in-state challenge, as we have H-Town Rebels, University of Houston versus Daybreak, University of Texas at Austin. So, Texas, represent.
Texas, Texas.
Texas.
All right. Well, we are going to into this really quick. Let's take a look at the maps that we have. If you've been watching earlier in the night, of course, these maps are going to be the same, but we are going to kick these things off with Ramen Zone.
Yeah, well, one of the newer, not I would say newer memos, one of the most consistent, I would say. It's seen very often, combined with something not seen very often. Okay, double arrow spray. You know what?
Ooh.
We vibe. On the side of H-Town Rebels, other than the aerospray, you see the nouveau heavy edit one that's not seen very often because of the crap.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no. Uh, I think one of the aerosprays was a mistake, but
It was either a mistake or they DC'd. That's unfortunate. Maybe we won't see double.
I was looking forward to double arrow spray.
Me too.
But yeah, other than that, now since we have a little bit of time now, let's talk about the map mode itself. Like I was talking about a little bit earlier, this map mode is seen a lot, especially since it is one of the only map modes with flank routes they had to be really careful of, especially that underneath route. And also, I feel like personally, this map can kind of get boiled down to which side gets the other's ramp first, because for a majority of the game, it's hey, I have ramp, you can't move, deal
That's
with
pretty
it.
much it. Yeah, that choke point is absolutely brutal. I think I just played my first set with Stu, actually, just a couple of hours ago, and that really was how that game went out. If we had choke, we were in a great place. The other team had choke. It was pretty much insufferable to get anything, especially for me since I'm an anchor. Like, having that point is very... I need to...
Yeah, and I think what helps, at least a little bit of a preview, like H-Town Rebels, I do think the crab does really work out. You can get set up on the glass. You can, or not the glass, you can get set up on, yeah, like that glass wall there to like really zone them out. You can have that look over the enemy snipe. You can not even just the heavy edit. We also saw a Dreadringer, a very good favorite weapon of mine, one of my personal favorites in the game. It's really fun. It's really dumb. It's really broken, but it's really good because Reef Slider, also known as the SD button, does its thing. It kind of forces enemies to move. It forces them to scatter. So I do think that from what we saw, H-Town Rebels, they do have a lot of ways to not only get into zone, but also like force back Daybreak.
Absolutely. I believe we saw a Dreadringer on both sides, and that's completely fair because, like you said, it's kind of broken. It does a lot of paint the ground, and those reef sliders, especially on zones, very, very important when you're needing to get that zone capped in a hurry, especially for applying those penalty points tight spots. So, and the verticality that Robo Ramen offers is also very conducive to sloshers and weapons with fall off, so completely fair that both teams have brought it out here. I do think that we are going to see a sub for the arrow spray, because they were anticipating possibly having their Wi-Fi go kaput, and it looks like that's happened.
That's very, very unfortunate. The Aerospray duel, maybe another week we will see that happen. But let's switch over to Daybreak, and I do think they did have a pencil, which is very, very common. I do think that really helps them in this situation because it can basically keep their backliner at bay. It can backliner, it can keep their heavy edit, which is serving as their backliner at bay. Like I just think that's also why pencil is just good in general. It does a
Right.
really good job, especially against these like midline weapons. Well, okay, if you get crab popped on you, you're probably gonna go down. But you have such a presence, basically, that you kind of force enemies back. You kind of force them to not engage with you, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, definitely. As a Splatling that plays against a lot of pens, the sheer paint output that it has and the area it controls can make it very, very difficult to approach, which is why I like to ask my teammates to either throw bombs at it or pop specials at it when they are to keep that pen moving, keep them out of position. And of course, Cooler's just another side effect of it being a really nice weapon.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think what actually is interesting to me is I believe we saw H-Town Rebels without a cooler weapon.
Hmm.
'Cau
Yeah, playing
so
the credit instead of the vanilla heavy edit.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna be very interesting to me at the very least because, if you don't have a cooler, you're gonna have to take a lot more selective fights. You can't just W key it, face roll toward your opponent and hope it'll work because you will get punished for it over time. Because of course, cooler, that quickened respawn timer, it's not gonna be there. You're gonna be a lot more careful, you're gonna have a lot more strategic, you're gonna be a lot more just ready for a lot of fights. But we're gonna see as we're gonna go the second try of game number one. H-Town Rebels in the orange-ish color and Daybreak in the blue. I believe this only switch we're gonna see from H-Town Rebels is the switch over to that Tentatech, and on the side of Daybreak, they chose ballpoint. I like it. I vibe with it.
That is true. I also vibe with vanilla ballpoint in this situation. So that's the one with the inkjet. And already we're going to see Windbreak with the ballpoint out here come here and get a quick pick and another assist. This is a really strong position for them to be in, utilizing the range. We see already another Reef Slider coming, and here is going to be the Jet targeting players in that pit there. This is a really, really nice take here. Great pick from that Jet. And we have Daybreak just very, very quickly taking this choke point that we talked about that is so important. But Toast here on the credit has the crab at the ready and is again also in this position. This right here is just, even though it's uninkable because Splatlings are running that run speed, it's a really strong position for them to be in, a really nice angle to take.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very nice angle to take. We're gonna see H-Town Rebels do exactly that with the strikes, with the crab, just do everything they can. Though the Reef Slider able to do a little bit of Reef Cheese, get the get the zone cabs really, really easily, and you see that Daybreak will use that to the advantage and get a couple of picks down on the H-Town Rebels and really push up and really get towards that ramp. But actually, what you can see from both sides is something we don't really see that often in Splatoon 3 in general is that especially nowadays, both sides are not running a cooler. So they have to be both sides have to be a lot more careful with what they run. But so far, they're just throwing bodies at the zone and flipping left and right to see who can get control of it. H-Town Rebels with the strikes to try to recapture for themselves. It is going to work out. Members of Daybreak are still going to be there. Mainly that roller and that dread ring just to try to provide some pain over on that left-hand side, but it's not quite going to work. They're going to get shut down. Breakfast here on the roller, able to get one, looking to get another one, forced to jump out. So H-Town Rebels with a really, really nice response here.
Yeah, we are going to see the crab here, that Reef Slider come out onto zone, but very quickly get painted over. Another Reef Slider. Oh yeah, I guess that is double Reef. I never realized that, but with both the arrow and the Dread Ringer, you do have double Reef, which is a lot of funny Reef Cheese on the zone. We have this roller here. They have the bubble for their team to go in, it looks like, but they're a little bit stuck. I hear the hammer coming in through this choke point as well. We have the jet popped, we have the slider
Oh
popped,
my
we have the strikes. Lots and lots of specials are being popped here on zone, and that we do see the control flip to Daybreak here with the penalty point slide.
Yeah, but I think the replay cam caught the very end of that, but the the inkjet just got sniped out of the air by the hammer. Really, really good job to see another hammer coming out, plus the strikes, plus the Reefsider. It's not going to flip over for H-Time Rebels just yet. Daybreak able to get a couple more points. The Reefsider in return, able to get the Dreadringer down, and Daybreak just keeps the zone. Painted Arrow Spray, going to find a pick there, so that's going to give Daybreak a lot of space to work with here. A lot of man advantages, as you can see here. Unfortunately, Arrow Spray will go down to the heavy edit there, as we're going to see Daybreak slowly try to make their way forward, slowly try to get more points on the
Woo!
board. A double kill by the Inkjet there will do just that. As we see a crab in response to at least try to pin over the zone, but it's not going to be enough. The T-Tech's going to go down. 5 ticks remaining. We do see the Reflex activated, using it to pop it to keep the zone, and that will do it. Daybreak will fend off H-Town Rebels and win the first game of the set.
Hey, Reef Cheese might be funny, but it works.
I mean,
I
yeah.
will say, yeah, we had a lot of really nice inkjet plays from Windbreak. on the ball point there. That double was really sick. Let's take a look at the replay that we have here. There's slider on the zone going down. And here comes the Inkjet from Windbreak getting one here, getting that second person. Really nice double that allowed the rest of their team to start pushing up through choke and prevent the rest of H-Town Rebels from making another last-ditch push to the zone.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it was just really, really good timing for Windbreak's Inkjet. This getting the picks needed. You see one, you see two, and that kind of kept them staggered for a little bit, and that kind of didn't allow H-Town Rebels to fully get their entire team together and get a push. It did a really great job of staggering them and keeping them at least not permanently, but like what felt like a man down, especially at the end where, times got a little desperate. You saw the clock ticking and ticking under 20, under 15, and kind of had to go, go, go. But unfortunately, Daybreak, they were ready for it. So H-Town Rebels, you gotta wipe that loss off and go to game number 2, which will be on Humpback Pump Track Tower Control.
Oh boy, another slosher-friendly map here, though. I don't know if the reef sliders will be as desired here on tower control. I would not be surprised to see some more buckets making more buckets, though.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as a bucket player myself, I love this map. It's just really fun. Actually wouldn't mind seeing the reef slider, mainly because you can get the enemy plat like in front of I believe that's the first checkpoint. Yeah, in front of the first and second checkpoint, you can like
Right.
clear that entire thing out with a reef slider. And if we Daybreak runs 2 of them,
That
double,
is true.
it could be funny. It could be really, really funny. So I could see them sticking with it just for that. Also, like you said, we might see more buckets. We saw the double dreadringer from either side. Maybe we see a switch over to the V bucket for some GG strikes. Maybe we see a sloshing machine because machine is broken. Trust me, source. Trust me, bro.
I don't know if I'd say broken, especially after that fire rate nerf, but it's definitely still a very good weapon. And of course, V Bucket being an absolute banger of a weapon, super strong kit, super strong main, and we all know how humpback pump track is for sloshers. I mean, you liking it is no surprise. I'm not. I wouldn't say partial to this map. I don't mind it very much. Usually people stop playing Charger here and pull out something else, which makes me happy because I really dislike fighting Chargers as a Splatling, but that's also kind of a fork found in kitchen moment.
Mm, yeah, and also I do think we could see Daybreak. I actually wouldn't okay, how to say this? I don't expect them to switch off of that ballpoint because Jet is actually not that bad. I think Jet on this map is decent. It could work. I do think especially if you can get a nice jet off, especially if you can clear off plat again, because I think what this map can boil down to is get plat. Once you break that first checkpoint, you get the enemy plat, and then you kind of just coast all along. Because I believe this is a 3 checkpoint map, if I recall correctly. Is it 3 or 2? My
I
gut says
believe
3.
it's 3.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
3.
Yeah, the voices in my head told me 3, so I'm gonna believe it's 3. Yeah, so it's a 3 checkpoint map. So once you get past that first checkpoint and that second checkpoint underneath the trench, once you get plat, it's smooth sailing.
hmm Now, I will say, as we wait a little bit in between these first and second matches, we do have a little bit more info on H-Town Rebels that they have so graciously provided us, such as their 3 points in how they intend to win. First being Splatanas, plural, which we haven't. Well, we saw the Wiper, but we
That's
haven't
one.
seen plural Splatanas. So I think they need to step up their game.
Yeah, fake news.
Yeah, if they said Splatana singular, I'd be happy, but no, they specified plural. And so I want to see a double Splatana. Following up off of that is utilizing strong midline matchups, which is actually fair if they're gonna be thinking a lot about that Splatana.
I mean, yeah, they have Splatana. Would you consider Splatana to be a midliner? I personally wouldn't. I would more put it in that frontline category, but
That's
that's
fair, yeah.
Yeah, but I do think they had Dreadringer, which, in my opinion, is a midliner, and you do have the Heavy Edit, which again another midline weapon. I think using those, one with very heavy paint output with Dreadringer, and one with just a really strong special, whether it be Crab or Cooler, very very good. So hey, yeah, they're doing what they do. Utilize strong midline matchups. Dreadringer, it just paints everyone's feet. Uh, ain't what's the word? Heavy Edit. It just gets a good special. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, and heavy edit shot velocity is also very fast once you get up to that full charge, which granted does take believe it's a whole 2 seconds, but can be worth it if you're in a good position to make use of that full charge. I say as a headed player myself, and especially when you're cooler, you can kind of just walk at the enemy and enemy ink does nothing, especially if you're running a little bit of ink resistance. It's kind of crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, but I think the question: Do they? Okay, do you expect them to switch over from the crab to the cooler, or do you think they'll keep the crab?
Honestly, I think I don't think they'll switch to vanilla edit, especially since both teams weren't running cooler for that first match, and we saw how strong that ballpoint was. I don't think they're going to see it necessary to make the switch just for the cooler, because a crab can definitely be pretty strong here, especially when holding tower.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see it, but also there's also the flip side of cooler does kind of provide them that safety blanket
Hmm.
where if you do mess up, if you do go down unexpectedly to a bomb, you just didn't see the paint, you go down to a special, you kind of have that you have that, like, I won't say second chance at life, but you kind of have that wiggle room basically. So it
Yeah, it's
as
a lot less punishing.
yeah, I would consider cooler more of a safe bet basically.
Yeah, I think that's fair as well. I just think that if they've clocked in a set where you clock that the opposing team also isn't running cooler, you feel a little bit more comfortable not running cooler. Though, of
Mm,
course, you could also take advantage of that and be like, hey, they're not running cooler. If we run it, that's an advantage for us.
mhm, yeah. And what was the you said there were 3 points. What's the third point? I'm very curious of this.
That third point is never stop riding the tower in all caps.
You know what? Hey, if you never get off tower, you'll always win. So it works.
Well, the I don't know if you can necessarily link those two statements.
All right, listen. Okay, if you touch tower and you
Uh
never
huh.
get off tower, you'll
Uh
win
huh.
eventually.
I suppose so.
So I don't know. All I'm saying, if they never leave tower, never get off tower, they'll always win.
That's true. I mean, you gotta play objective.
Mhm. Yeah, but we'll see if these teams are gonna play objective as they need to. I was gonna hop into game number 2. H Town Rebels actually going over to there's the double
Ah,
wipery.
there
There
we go.
it is. There's the plural plus a sloshing or not sloshing machine, a slosher for the GG strikes. And on the side of Daybreak, hey, they like what they ran that first game. I believe the only switch is ad break going over to the V shot, already getting a pick off of it. So hey, that's a good start for them.
Yeah, one down on both sides. That's two down on the side of Rebels. Looking for a third pick on this stamper here. I believe that is the. No, I actually don't. That's the regular wiper. I can definitely stamper the part. Yes, I can. That credit is going to go down on the snipe here as Windbreak popping another inkjet, looking for the close up pick. Does not quite get it, unfortunately, but that is still a two down situation that Daybreak can capitalize off of. They're going to bubble on the checkpoint here in order to get it relatively quickly. We are going to see the strikes come out from H-Town Rebels, though, to try and split up those members and get some picks and a bubble here on their side as well. Icebreaker is just going to continue on riding this tower, making it all the way to that second checkpoint, even with two down on their team. It looks like the members of Rebels were very busy dealing with Daybreak all the way on the right side there and didn't focus tower.
I mean, yeah, great job there. But I think something that kind of passed both of us by was when the strikes came out for H Town Rebels at Icebreak with the Resider actually managed to use the invincibility frames to get through that first check or get through that trench area undetected, not undetected, but
Oh.
undamaged, unscathed, and get to that second checkpoint. So very, very good tech from there, just like staying alive for as long as possible. Eli
Woo!
with one, with two, looking for the triple, not quite able to find it just yet, but doing just enough to keep Daybreak at bay for now. So H-Town Rebels, they have a lot of their side painted, but can they advance forward is the question. There's a triple kill eventually for L there, looking for more. There's a quad, basically a quad, looking for even more. A fifth one,
Wow.
why not? Hey, add another one to the list, giving H-Town Rebels the space they need to get to this first checkpoint, maybe even break it. They're close to it, and yes, they're able to do it.
Yeah, the crab, the strikes, all of this coming up to take a lot of space. Windbreak does get an assist there at the very end of their jet. Toe's going to back up and also get an assist here. Nice using that credit range to their advantage and also getting jumps in as well. The true anchor job. Very, very wonderful. We're going to see iBreak here pull out the Zuka and try and get some space back in mid. Unfortunately, they do get taken down by the credit here, who is really holding their own, forced to jump. Unfortunately, doesn't quite get the jump out there. This is going to be another push for Daybreak after taking out that credit. They don't have to worry about the range diff as much.
Yeah, but you're gonna see one at windbreak there actually pop the jet, managing to find one, looking for the double, managing
Nice.
to find another one, looking for even more victims, not quite able to find them, but that can give Daybreak a very big opportunity here. You see two members down for H-Town Rebels, and you see them Daybreak trying to get through this second checkpoint, very quickly able to do it there. Breakfast on the tower, looking to build up that bubble for a very, very safe escape there, very safe way towards that checkpoint, but instead H-Town Rebels with the bubble and the hammer, everything being thrown at the tower here to try to stop it, but it's not gonna work. Actually, it's gonna work out in favor of H-Town Rebels. Managed to find another one there. Nice job by Colson there to find a pick, but H-Town Rebels did just enough to keep Daybreak from getting to that final checkpoint. So maybe with this tower reset, they have a chance to turn things in their
Ooh.
favor. Unfortunately, Breakfast says no.
Yeah, very satisfying crab pick there from Breakfast on the tower. Daybreak controlling a lot of the mid area here and so much of this area around the tower. We're going to see that slider go in on the right to take more of that. And Breakfast here on the roller using that fall off absolutely to their advantage to take the area of snipe while they ride tower here. This is just going to take them back to a similar position that they were before. We do see Coulson here with the stamp, going to try and take out Windbreak and makes the snipe. Very satisfying there. Woo!
I mean, hey, someone passed Geometry 101 with that really, really nice pick there. Looking for more, not quite able to find it, but a minute left to go in this game. H-Town Rebels are still 33 points away from tying this game. So still having to break through that second checkpoint. So they have a very, very long way to go. They have three specials at the ready. There's the crab being popped, looking for one, able to find one. They have the bubble as well and the strike, so they can easily clear out a path. Toast is lobbing up shots, not quite able to find it, but H-Town Rebels, they're gonna go 3 down. Windbreak with the jet on the tower. The rest of the members are gonna collapse onto it, looking to get Toast off of it. The jumps are gonna come in, but it's a minute too late. Actually, hold on, they're on the tower for now, but nope. Breakfast says no. Once again, 20 seconds remaining into this game. If you're H-Town Rebels, it's panic time. You're gonna have to go for the tower here, but you're gonna run into a brick wall basically here.
Ooh, some picks coming out here in mid. That's a 2-down situation for Daybreak, and you can see looks like the Mint here is going to try and go for the tower and begin overtime. We do get multiple members on the tower. One is going to go down though, and that's a 3 down. Unfortunately, we see the Slosher able to get on the tower for just a second, but with the GG strikes and the jet and everything, it's just too much for them to avoid.
Yeah, great job by Daybreak to kind of fend off H-Town Rebels' last hurrah at the very end. They really did do a good job of just using their specials of basically counteracting H-Town Rebels of whatever they did. They made sure that whenever they use special, or whenever H-Town Rebels use specials, they were very, very easily able to react. They didn't panic very often. They didn't be really what's the word, react overreacted. Basically, they just kind of kept their cool and kept it going, even when L here got I believe 5 in a row here, and that could have gave H-Town Rebels a very, very big lead here, but Daybreak, they kept their cool.
Absolutely. Still a very good full 5-minute match. Some extremely satisfying kills from the decav, just like we're seeing in this replay here. Oh man, I love watching decav gameplay because it feels like the polar opposite of what I play. Like, it's a lot of satisfying big one-shot kills and looking for these off angles, right? And the anchor lifestyle is just kind of, oh, I'm sitting up here Oh, hey, here's a nice pick. Oh, here's another pick. All my teammates are jumping to me. Oh, okay, here's some paint. I don't know. Sometimes it feels a little boring. So it's nice to get another perspective thing.
I mean, hey, uh, in order to do what they do, in order to do what these frontliners do, they do need an anchor, like you said, to jump into. And
Yeah.
for actually for both teams, the anchors, the Windbreak and Toast on their sides respectively, they were able to get a majority of jumps, or not majority, they must get all of their jumps into the teams because they were usually the last members live. They were usually the ones in a safe position where the teammates could jump into them relatively easily and not really have to fear. So listen, it may be boring, but it ain't much, but it's honest work.
It's an important job.
Someone has to do it.
That's true. Looking at all you anchors out there, I see you. I appreciate you. Continue doing your job.
Yes, to all my anchors, take these missiles. I don't
No,
like.
no, that's so mean
Yes,
of you. What? Yeah,
listen.
there's another. That's the most exciting part is running away from the specials that get thrown at you. But we're gonna run right into Rainmaker on Scorch here, our third map. We're seeing that double wiper comp. The silver arrows making a reappearance as well. So, haha, funny reef slider.
Yeah, but
Windbreak choosing to stay on that vanilla ballpoint instead of. I know that I thought about playing ballpoint nouveau here for funny vac stuff when I played this set.
mhm. Yeah, but listen, Daybreak, they have that double reef slider once again with the addition of the arrow spray this time. So they don't really need the
Oh,
vac. They can just
speaking
do
of,
that. Yeah, they just do that if they really want to get it. And so far, looks like Daybreak,
oh,
another reef slider, able to actually get a nice pick on the Toast here. So no cooler. Actually, yeah, Toast did go over to the vanilla heavy edit, but they are going to go down there. So that'll give Daybreak the opportunity that they need to get a lot of points on the board, possibly able to get to this first checkpoint where he sees a little bit of contention. They're not quite able to be enough as Breakfast going to stay alive. The bubble is gonna come out here to try to at least salvage what they can. L is gonna at least try to go in here, able to barely get that Rainmaker. So good job by them in order to get Daybreak out of here.
yeah, very important bubble there, and now these teams are going to fight for pop. Oh, Breakdown unfortunately dying to pop there. The extra damage from Eli and the heavy edit probably really coming in clutch there, and already to another bubble. We're going to see them pop the bubble under mid here to the Greats. Unfortunately, not quite in time to save themselves. Rainmaker resets back to mid. We do have the Jet at the ready here from Windbreak. Gonna pop this and head into mid with it, looking for more victims, as you put it earlier. They're and the
There's one.
contesting with 'cause they do get one the contesting with the decav. Oh, we've got ice slider versus hammer and strikes here. Not quite going in the slider's favor, unfortunately. Ultra Stamp getting thrown there. Don't believe found any other victims though. Oh, and another reef slider canceled there.
I mean, yeah, just a lot of fighting back and forth and back and forth in mid. Both teams looking for that opportunity that they need. We're going to see 3-on-3 on each side here as Close on just trying to keep themselves alive, dancing, dipping and dodging. Unfortunately, they will be found out and go down here. But H-Time Rebels opportunity to get some points on the board. But no, Daybreak shuts the door on that attempted push, only giving them 1 points before getting wiped out, but we're going to see Daybreak take full advantage of that and actually managing to break through that first checkpoint. Unfortunately, one member will go down there, but not before getting that first checkpoint and maybe a little bit more space here.
Yeah, not sure if they'll be able to get more space, especially with Breakfast being left a little bit alone, having 3 people collapse on them. An Icebreaker, unfortunately, meeting the same fate here as Coulson is absolutely just running around with that hammer already at Daybreak's opposing checkpoint, painting a path for that maker. Very quick response, nice pick there on Windbreak. Super big, taking out that anchor there. Unfortunately, 3 down on their side and not able to break that checkpoint, forcing a jump out though here from Icebreaker for all of the energy and effort put behind that, only getting to 690 on the board. Very unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, it's just very unfortunate if you're H-Town Rebels. Just as Daybreak is doing basically what they can here. As another view sides are going to come out. Icebreaker able to get 1, able to get 2 with the Dreadringer being Dreadringer and those double sloshes, able to get a pick there. As another one's going to go down for H-Town Rebels. We're going to see a bubble coming out for Breakfast to keep Windbreak alive for a little bit longer, get a couple of points on the board. But the hammer will be just enough to stop the Rainmaker. Another view sides are going out. We need to count for how many view siders have been popped in this game. Hold on.
No?
down. Rain. We love Rainmaker. We love Rainmaker. We love Rainmaker. We love. Oh, not quite, but able
Uh,
to get it down to 1 point remaining. I I don't know what happened. Where were they?
I think they were sharking or they snuck by or something like that. We are going to see some picks, but Breakfast is still here and still getting picks, looking for two, and that means that there's jumps coming in onto that plat. You can see there are still members from Daybreak making their way through mid into here. We do have the cooler coming out from Toast, and I think we might. Not sure if we're gonna look for a reset, but we do have H-Town Rebels grabbing that and bringing it all the way down here, and getting a pick as well. This is a this is also kind of a Rainmaker moment. All of the members of Daybreak are over there tending to what they thought was the generalized Rainmaker
Oh
fight,
my.
and now we just have L just absolutely soloing this Rainmaker and breaking through the first checkpoint.
Yeah, but now if you're H-Town Rebels, you have to get another 69 points if you want to win. A very, not a very nice number if you're them because you have a very long way to go. You can see Windbreak there's going to be very, very crucial in just sitting up there and not allowing them to push any forward. And you can see the Rainmaker actually going to reset there. Very, very unoptimal if you're
Ooh.
H-Town Rebels here. So you only have 15 seconds remaining. You have to get the Rainmaker. You have to go, but Breakdown's going to be there as well with another Reslider. Not quite able to get the pop there for Daybreak, but H-Town Rebels is able to get the pop, able to corner one of the members, but unfortunately not quite able to get the kill onto them just yet. And you're going to see Toast here grab the Rainmaker. Here we are into overtime. Never mind, overtime's over. Good job, Windbreak.
I mean, this match is just entirely is a certified Rainmaker moment. You have the insane coming around from back to get the Rainmaker and almost knock it out when nobody realizes it. You just have somebody absolutely walking up to the first checkpoint completely uninterrupted. You have what looks to be an incredible overtime, but just one shot shuts it down. There's everything going on here. Here we can see a little bit of the funny hammer interaction with Coulson. Yeah, there it is. So I believe it was just Breakdown able to get pop and get past and able to get it all the way to one. So
Yeah,
it was just
so
a point of Daybreak having presence around the Rainmaker, able to win.
yeah, we're gonna see Coulson's hammer. Unfortunately, invincibility is very, very funny.
Yeah.
Breakdown just kind of took it and ran. Unfortunately, they weren't quite able to get the pop because the H-Town Rebels just spawned in at the perfect moment and got them down. But hey, like you said, Rainmaker, that was Rainmaker. You want Rainmaker? That match was Rainmaker because I love Rainmaker. That's it. It's a really funny map mode or a really funny mode, I should say.
It's very silly. Speaking of very funny map modes, though, we've got what I might consider to be one of the silliest ones on our map list, Clam Blitz on Hammerhead.
You know, I would consider walleye clams funnier, but
Yeah, but we're
walleye's
past
ancient.
that. We're
Yeah.
past that era.
Well, okay, this is walleye in spirit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I have said that this feels almost like playing. Very, very similar. Maybe a little bit less cramped since it's outside and not inside, but still has the same spirit.
Well, you want outside walleye, you got Arowana. Arowana Mall right there.
No, Arowana's way taller, I think. Like,
Yeah.
in the long maps that nobody likes, you have Port Mackerel, the shortest one, and then you have Walleye, and then you have Arowana.
Okay, well, Port Mackerel is the funny one.
Port Mackerel is very silly.
It's very funny. It's very silly.
Yeah.
But enough about reminiscing about the good old days in the past.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we had multiple straight lines. You guys only have one straight line, but yeah.
Back in my day, we had a global special called Ink Armor, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. Hammerhead Bridge. It is basically it's an L-shaped Tetris piece. If you get mid, if you get like right up to the basket, you can basically walk to your opponent's basket for free. Yes, you're gonna get a lot of shots thrown your way, but you can get there relatively easily. I do believe there is a very small unreachable part for the attackers that defenders have to work with, but other than that, you can walk straight up to your opponent's spawn here.
Pretty much, yeah. When I played this earlier, we had a pretty big opening push, and we had 2 balls, and one of them went in, and the one I threw missed, and then I exploded and died. It was very embarrassing.
That's just Clam Blitz.
It's okay, we brought it back.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do think okay. I do think Daybreak stays with well what they got because one, Reef Slider is very funny. You just like go forward and you just kind of win. Not
I
not
don't
not not
I would say
actually.
it's a coin flip on whether you win, but you do get a little bit of go forward if you don't get canceled.
Yeah. Well, they have two of them, or they might have two
That's
of them.
true, that's true.
So listen, it's like when you flip a coin twice, you only got a 25% chance to not get heads once.
That's
So
true.
I will take those odds any day of the week.
I have been playing, Pokemon TCG Pocket, so
Same.
I'm very, very familiar with those odds.
Yeah, I okay. Completely off topic, right? But so I'm playing TCG Pocket, right? I have a
Right.
water based deck where I have
Is this Misty?
Palkia.
Is this about
Yes,
Misty?
it's Misty. Every single time, the first coin flip is always tails.
Yeah, sounds like a skill issue.
Me. Glugas, though, that's not a
Yeah.
skill issue for H-Town Rebels, as we're going to see again, the double reset are going to come out, so maybe the Glugas are going to help with that little bit of stability, plus Toast sticking to that, the cooler, heavy edit, so we're going to see if that be very helpful against this very, very aggressive Daybreak comp.
Yeah, perhaps they've decided the cooler heavy edit is, well, the cooler heavy edit, if you know what I mean. But anyway, first Reef Slider of the game out 20 seconds in. That's a 2-down situation, but oh, Complete getting a very nice double, just kind of sitting in the wall here. Gluga's doing what they absolutely do best and has that Booyah that they're going to use to clear out the back half of mid now on that ramp, building up the clans with their team. And that wall saving them yet again as it just absolutely eats an inkjet shot from Windbreak. Another wall rolling right back into it. You can tell that they know and love how to play this weapon.
I mean, yeah, listen, Gluga players, they're basically Gluga one-trick, so they know what they're doing. Ad break with a very, very nice kill there to keep themselves alive and keep H-Town Rebels at bay. We're gonna see actually H-Town Rebels trying to slowly make their way forward. Kosan with the hammer, able to find one, looking for quite more. Ad break though, able to get a trade out of it before going down themselves, but we're gonna see a clams get built, a ball gonna go in for H-Town Rebels. Kosan with a couple more clams throwing down to 68, looking for a couple more with 2 in the way. There's one more 62, 65. 62 more luckily spawned right behind them, so it's very, very unfortunate for them, but unfortunately for H-Town Rebels, that will be the end of the push, stopping just before that crucial 60-point mark. So that was a good push, but you could have hoped for more if you're H-Town Rebels.
Yeah, not a bad opening push, though, getting their foot in the door. Coulson coming in with this hammer here, able to get breakdown and make them drop that clam, and they have a good amount of clams already under their belt for H-Town Rebels. I think they're just gonna go around here. Breakfast putting up the bubble, but unfortunately going down, and now it just gets shredded, and it looks like we're going to see another push come out here with the clam very hurriedly being made underneath this bubble.
Yeah, kind of like a complete reversal of fate of what we saw in those first couple of games. Daybreak and before had a very, very aggressive, very, very good start, and now H-Town Rebels with a very, very good start, a very, very good job of keeping Daybreak at bay. But we can see, or we will see, if this will continue throughout the rest of the game as
Ooh.
Daybreak are slowly making their way forward. An unfortunate bomb kill onto one. Windbreak gonna break completes. Booyah bomb armor there, but staying alive, managing to get the jump out to keep themselves from going down. Very, very fortunate for them. But H-Town Rebels are now on their back foot very, very quickly as Daybreak are threatening to score.
Yeah, L is keeping the area painted under basket here, threatening Daybreak, who's trying to get up here. But Windbreak carrying that clam, able to get that one in. Now they just need to get the pick on L here. But the bubble comes out. That is
Oh
a
no.
full wipeout, though. And there are clams shot right there for Windbreak. Windbreak to grab and push in. That is a power clam that is going to get the jump in as well. Breakdown able to get that and take the lead 36-49 right now. And almost able to get out there with that fizzy. But we do still have members alive and in mid as well. So Daybreak has not completely given up mid. Toast, though, coming in with the cleanup, able to take one out. And now they're going to almost be at that cooler as well. Very important for their team. Pushing up. And there's a DC. No, completes Wi-Fi. Unfortunately not holding up like they thought it would. It's so unfortunate because, like you said, those Glutos were putting in so much work for that team and seem to be working out really well.
Yeah, that's very, very unfortunate. So now, if you're H-Town Rebels, you're gonna have to just play it out. You have to do what you can, but now you're gonna be a permanent member down. So it's that kind of just allows Daybreak to play a little bit more risky per se. They don't really have, they can really afford to make a couple of mistakes. But we're gonna see a bit of a flank from L here. The back, hold on, the back rooms are gonna be
Ooh.
open here, able to get the ball in, but not any follow up. So that's a good sign for H-Town Rebels. They are able to get behind Daybreak. They're able to get them off course, get them off balance, but unfortunately for them, they weren't quite able to get a whole lot more out of it. But we're going to see right back to where they were. Daybreak are on the cusp of scoring once again. 45 seconds remain in this game. The Zuka's going to come out from ad break, able to find one, looking for even more, not quite able to get another one, but that will be just enough to get two for two members down. They're going to be a little bit short of the clam. They're not quite able to pick it up just yet, but a bubble there for Daybreak will be just enough to save it and get even more down to 20 points remaining as Colesign trying to do something there at the bottom of your screen. Able to find one though, looking for even more as members of Daybreak are going to jump in, but not quite able to get the clams in just yet, forcing Colesign forcing them to fight go through them first. So H-Town Rebels able to at least stop the
Woo!
bleeding for now. A little bit of a show off there, but unfortunately for H-Town Rebels, Daybreak is still going to be in scoring distance.
Yeah, broke my neck a little bit there with that camera movement. We are going to head into overtime with that nice pick from L and picking up the pity clam there. Having to avoid breakfast here in mid, though. That order roller on top being very threatening. But nice pick there and going in with the this way and the hammer, looking to get that clam in, but they taken down before they can. And now Toast on that credit is, or Hedda is the only one alive, but they do get the pick. They're gunning for the clam. Oh, but right before they can get it, that timer runs out. Oh, man. That is absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt if you're H-Town Rebels because you were
Oh.
there for most of that for all of the game, really.
And I
You
think
were
even if they had been in that situation, overtime, having that last person, I think they could have made it in.
most they really could have made it in because, like we were talking about earlier, the Gluga's complete was doing a lot of work. The splash wall was doing exactly what he did, was blocking the shots from Windbreak's inkjet. It was
Yeah.
doing a lot of damage to
Here's that
keeping them
flank
alive.
behind.
Yeah, the flank behind, able to at least get the members of Daybreak distracted, but not quite to get in follow up. But you know what? It's unfortunate. There's really nothing else you can do to say about it.
I will say, I am embarrassed that it has taken me this long to realize that all the members of Daybreak have the word break in their name.
Yes,
Breakfast, windbreak, ad
ad break,
break,
icebreaker.
uh, icebreaker. Yes. It
Yeah,
didn't register consciously in my mind, but I do think that's very clever. Shout out, props.
props to Daybreak. 4 games in.
Yes, my bad. I'm sorry it took me this long to register, you guys.
Yeah, we're fine. Listen, it happens. It took me a while when I first saw them. I was like, huh, why do all their names have the word break in them? It's like, oh wait, that makes more sense. It's all Daybreak. It's break. Get
Yeah,
it?
they're
Like the
breaking
team. Yeah, like the
like the
team name.
team.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But with that, that will be a set win, I believe, for Daybreak. But we are gonna play all 7, if I recall correctly.
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
Ooh, okay. More gaming.
Yeah, unfortunately, we probably won't see those Lugas again as their internet has given out on them twice now, but it was a treat to see the amount of gameplay that they were able to give us, and I really hope that they're able to play more in the future.
Mhm. Yeah, I hope so too. But for now, hey, you gotta keep on marching as we're gonna go to game number 5, Splat Zones on Ship Shape Cargo. Whenever I see this map mode, I think of two things. I think of Charger, and I think of Reef Slider. That's it.
Yeah, those reef sliders really gonna come in handy here.
hmm Yeah, because I believe if you hit I forgot exactly where, but I know if you hit, I want to say it's the left side of the pillow, you can
Mhm.
cap zone instantly.
That is true. I thought you were gonna talk about reef slider desync, but, that is yeah, Instacap on this map is very, very valuable with their sliders, so I fully expect to see the comeback.
hmm Yeah, and not even the zone itself, just the fact that the Reef Slider can also take a large a large piece of the enemy's court area
Yeah.
basically by itself. Okay, you can either take the court area by itself or they'll drop right next to it by itself. So I think that if you're on the defending side, you're definitely. Oh, if you're H-Town Rebel, actually either team, they both run Noobsider. If you're on either side, you gotta be careful about it. You gotta be careful. Like, okay, at any moment they can drop from the bridge. Because I believe there's no guardrail on zones, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. I will say it since it's been pretty much established that both of these teams are running splatlings. I do think Windbreak with that longer range on the ballpoint has a little bit of an advantage in the angles that they're going to be able to take, and especially that inkjet is going to be super super valuable here. We've already seen that they're very consistent with getting a lot of those picks. Me personally, if the other team isn't playing any charters, I pull out Hydra here. It's awesome. You just get set
Ooh.
up on top left and you basically control the entirety of court. It's a very powerful. Ooh,
Yeah.
blaster.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Windbreak not opting not to stay on the splatling, but actually going for a blaster here. So a little bit less paint, but it seems to be possibly a map dependent pick here. Very interesting. I do want to see where they go with this.
Yeah, I'm very interested as well. We're gonna see Adbreak actually going over to a cooler weapon with the NZEP. So a no backline comp for Daybreak along with the cooler for a very, very in-your-face comp. But Asian Rebels are doing a great job of responding to a Windbreak, trying to stay alive here.
Ooh.
Cole's unable to find them with the hammer. So Asian Rebels kind of responding to this more aggressive style that Daybreak is going with a bit more. They're doing a lot better of it because I think their biggest issue, nice kill there, was that the ballpoint, especially the inkjet, is kind of
Wow.
did a lot of damage. But speaking of damage, L was able to do a nice double kill, but unfortunately, Daybreak they got capped for a little bit. So that's a large punch to the breakthrough.
Ooh, trying to shark around that crack, and unfortunately the hitbox not in their favor today. But I'm sure they'll be back very quickly. Coulson here with the hammer from the back rails, able to back out just enough not to be killed by that reef slider. But here's Windbreak coming back with that blaster, doing a lot of poking here and opting to come and take top right again. Nice,
Ooh.
satisfying direct on L there, limiting that. I'm gonna go for some more picks. Got two. They're gonna look to camp that jump here, and ooh,
Oh.
just reef slider right to the face.
Yeah, very unfortunate if you're a windbreaker there. Icebreaker going down as well after popping their Resider. So H-Town Rebels kind of fighting back really, really well here, able to get a couple picks for themselves. But there's another Resider, and one's gonna go down. Breakdown able to get, I believe, a triple or double kill before going down in a trade. So very, very helpful if you're Daybreak trying to push back the members of H-Town Rebels. Another. Okay, how many have been popped? We need a counter. Someone keep count, please.
This is getting a little ridiculous. If I had a nickel for every reef slider in this set, I'd be a rich, rich person. But we're going to see Boober here doing a little bit of ledge camping with that beloved Dreadringer. Coulson here, another hammer, another slider. That's a silly interaction that just happened there. Able to get the jump on Windbreak and gunning for another person. Did the hammer eat the slider?
I I don't know.
There was no pick. Maybe the slider just got canceled by somebody else. Whatever. It was a funny looking interaction that happened there.
I mean, yeah, it was really funny, and so far, Daybreak, they're kind of responding, trying to respond really well. Another Resider, like really impactful Resider with a nice double kill that gave Daybreak the opportunity to eat through the penalty and get a lot of points scored on the board here. But you see, H-Town Rebels does have that Dreadringer Resider at the rate, so they can force their way in with the Resider if they really want to. Boo Boo here looking to find their way in, but they're gonna see a lot of bombs coming their way. Another Resider to come out, another one coming out, and a hammer. So a lot of stuff being thrown at the zone here, trying to flip it in the favor of H-Town Rebels. They are able to do it by one singular point, but you already know Daybreak, you see at the top of your screen they have another Resider at the ready, so we'll be prepared for that to flip any second now. Icebreaker's invincible.
That's two DCs.
Okay.
Huh. Well, looks like internet is not on our side as we find ourselves in a 3v3 situation here. With that zone ticking down for H-Town Rebels. We're going to see Breakdown go in for a slider and another slider, and that is a 1 point. Yeah, 1 point cap for Daybreak, so they're able to take advantage of this here. Windbreak, though, is the only one left alive. They have that Kraken, unfortunately, not able to pop it just in time. Now you can see this headed absolutely set up on the left side here. Toast with that cooler and providing it to their teammates as well. And that penalty point very quickly taking down. They have full control over this court.
Yeah, and with that Daybreak, they're
Slider
only
over slider.
Yeah, you know what? We love Root Cider. That's it. We love Root Cider. It's such a great special, great inbound special, and H-Town Rebels will use that slider to get the win here in game number 5. But if I had a nickel for every Root Cider that was in this game, I'd have so much money I could buy a house.
In this economy, that's crazy.
Hey, a lot of Root Ciders were popped. I could probably buy a house.
That's true. That's true. Maybe I could pay off my student debt.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I could probably do that too.
That's true. That's true. But you get to choose. Having a house is nice too.
Yeah, it really is. You know, it would be nicer if I won my heads and tails flips on TCG Pocket. That's it. I'm so mad about it.
Yeah, that's, you know what, that's fair. I once had the AI with one, I believe it was Warbadam, one of those like, oh, flip a coin until you get tails and it does X damage for every heads you get, and the AI flipped 11 heads in a row, and I was so mad.
I would be mad as well, but
I was just sitting there like, come on, man.
And they want to beat you while you were down, apparently.
I mean, I was one move away from winning, too. Well.
Oh, well. You know what? Sometimes that just happens, and if you're internet, you know, that sometimes that happens as well. But hey, we got a nice 3v3 out of it. We saw H-Town Rebels really do a great job of fighting back against Daybreak. Maybe the switch from the ballpoint to the range blaster, that did kind of take away some of the paint from Daybreak, so maybe they were able to fight back a lot better from that. You know, really use the Dreadringer and the heavy attitude advantage. But we're gonna see, are Daybreak gonna keep with that, or are they gonna go back to the classic as we go to game number 6, TC Inkblot?
Yeah, do you think we're gonna see Windbreak stick on that blaster, or was that a bit, maybe that's more of an experimental thing, or a map-specific thing?
Well, this is tower control.
That's what I'm saying, it's like, if you're gonna pull out a blaster, it's here.
Yeah, and especially they pull out the custom range blaster with I feel like if they are gonna stick with the range blaster, I do think they I don't say the vanilla, I don't know. It's hard to say because I like both of them. I like the range blast. I like the custom and the vanilla one for different team comps on this map. But we're gonna see as we hop into game number 6. H-Town Rebels looking to at least get another game when Daybreak looking to do get another game win as well. We're gonna see Colson go over to, I believe that is the vanilla stamper, and we're gonna see Daybreak. Maybe it was just a one game thing as they're gonna go back to what we know they were playing. Of course, the ballpoint, the roller, and the Dreadringer.
Yeah, to be fair, when you're in this, gentleman's play all 7, the stakes are a lot lower, and so you're a little bit more inclined to try things out. For example, I played Ballpoint Nouveau in comp for the first time today on the last game of our play all 7, because I was like, it's not going to factor into our results. I may as well try it out. And I liked it a lot. But let's take a look at this neutral situation that we have here with 2 down on the side of H-Town Rebels. That's 3 down, losing their head. So no cooler for them for a little bit. Daybreak using this opportunity to take the first checkpoint here, and it looks like this is going to fall relatively quickly for them. We've got all of them on the tower? Was it 3? I think 3 of them on the tower to absolutely shred through that checkpoint. And that's a double. Ooh, that is a assist, so almost a triple. And that Zuga getting a full wipe for Daybreak. So now Bats is in their control. You can see Breakfast up there, as well as Platt. And now Coulson here on the Stamper, looking to come and take back Bats for H-Town Rebels. Bats just a crucial place to have on Inkblot. And now looking to take Platt. Windbreak having to jump out here with the threat of the Stamper from Colson, but it does look like they're going to camp the jump here on Adbreak, and that, I believe, is the end of cleanup for H-Town Rebels. But man, talk about an opening push.
I mean, yeah, they broke through that first checkpoint, got through
Mm-hmm.
the main choke point, being that second checkpoint relatively easily in the first minute and a half of the game. So H-Town Rebels, they have a really, really tall mountain to climb here, but Daybreak are kind of trying to break their hiking equipment as before they even have a chance to start as quickly. H-Town Rebels will find themselves 3 down. Boo Boo, the last member alive, forced to back away and keep themselves alive as Daybreak again 3 specials at the ready. You see the Reef Slider, you see the Zuka being popped, you see the bubble in reserve trying to get onto the tower here. Not quite are quite able to do it after another 3 down on the H-Town Rebels. So Daybreak, hey, they're back at it once again. You see
Oh,
bats being taken, you see people on tower, they're moving and grooving.
yeah, I love Breakfast's idea of like I'm gonna put the bubble on the tower for my team, and I'm gonna immediately go and take bats and get these really crucial picks for my team. And now we've got 2 jumps on the tower, 2 members on the tower. They're just trying to make this go as quick as possible. Reef Slater on the tower, I guess to make a little bit more space, and it seems to have worked. They've got down to 3 remaining with that slosher. Boo Boo here being the only one alive, and that is a wipeout, and that's the match.
Very dominant performance from Daybreak. They got onto bats really early. H-Town Rebels, they kind of struggled to get them off of that, and we saw how important Bats is, because once they had it, once Breakfast was up there, once Windbreak popped the inkjet to clear it out, it was just smooth sailing.
Yeah, I think this is going to be that really nice inkjet that we saw from Windbreak, perhaps. Let's take a look at this replay here. There's the bubble. Yeah, here's Windbreak getting 1, getting that Zuka, and getting that assist, third assist. Really strong special coordination here. I think the combination of that Zuka and Jet was just so much for H-Town Rebels to have to deal with at once.
Mm, I mean, yeah, it's just the chip damage of not only the inkjet, you also have the Zuka and possibly I believe that's Icebreaker up there. Yeah, unfortunately they weren't quite able to get the Reef off, but if if somehow they survived both of those specials, they had the Reef there. So a lot of chip damage from their specials just kind of allowed them to kind of slowly, I don't say it's like, yeah, kind of slowly wear down the members of H-Town Rebels until they were able to just break through. Yes, H-Town Rebels did do a decent job of kind of fighting back after that first push, after that first time they got through to that second checkpoint. But Daybreak, they kind of just stopped H-Town Rebels' attempts. They just kind of kept going and going and going at it, and unfortunately, H-Town Rebels, they just really couldn't fight back at the very end.
All right. With that, we are looking at our 7th map of our set here. Last game from these 2 teams. And I want to say, like, despite the internet issues that we've seen, they both put on a really good show for us. And a
Yeah.
lot of Reef Sliders.
A lot. Please tell me there is a count for how many Reef Sliders we've seen during this set.
Honestly, I want to watch back the VOD and count for myself. There's so many.
It's gotta be at least like 50, 60.
Some ridiculous amount.
Like, if it's not like 50, 60, I don't believe it for a second. I
Yeah,
really
H-Town
don't.
is saying there was more than 9 in that last match, I believe. So
In that one match,
I wouldn't put it past him.
you know what?
Maybe not in that one match, but especially in some of the 5-minute matches, we're probably getting a lot more.
A lot more Reef-Siders. Like, I'm trying to like combine, like, because listen, I like Reef-Sider. It's the funny SD button. It's the oh you gotta move button. But I'm not this dedicated to it. But I'm just
Some people
not.
are.
Yeah, they might be. We're gonna see if they're able to in our final match, final game of this set for today. But
Carbon
ooh,
Deco.
Carbon. You know what? I vibe with it.
Say also Subsaver Ninja Squid. So that's a sneaky Carbon that we're seeing. Um,
Mm.
I know my Carbon Deco teammate does not like to run Ninja Squid, just because of I believe it's because of the swim speed penalty. He'd rather run more swim speed. And there's our Reef Slider, just 16 seconds into the game. Unfortunately, gets a little punished, but Toast here, actually the last one alive, and getting a little bit caught out there as they don't have their teammate support. Icebreaker already up here, painting a path on that drop as Breakfast takes that through the first checkpoint. pop here as well. Windbreak gonna bring out that Inkjet for some pressure on the left. And yeah, Breakfast here not wanting to pick up just so they can help their teammates, getting that really nice assist there. And they're just waiting at the top here to get out another kill. That's 2 more down. Daybreak is on an absolute rampage here.
I mean, yeah, that snowball is looking pretty big for Daybreak here, and H-Town Rebels are kind of trying to stop that from bowling over them. But so far, we see Windbreak in a very good spot here, just kind of shooting around these corners, trying to get members of H-Town Rebels weak, or at least away from the Rainmaker, trying to not let it reset. They're not going to let it reset here, as we're going to see just breakdance there as well, with the Zuka going to be popped, trying to at least keep it fair, but unfortunately that will be the end of the push for Daybreak. Hold on, not quite. Windbreak with a very nice double, just keeping H-Town Rebels in their court basically. Icebreaker gonna get down to 12 ticks remaining, so H-Town Rebels, they're trying their very best to keep Daybreak out, but looks like they are finally able to do that after they got to 12 points remaining.
Finally able to do that at the cost of a 3-down situation for Toast, who was only able to get the cooler out after everybody was down. But now that their teammates are back, they are going to get cooler. However, we just immediately see Breakdown is walking right up to spawn of H-Town Rebels right now. Icebreaker here with the Rainmaker, getting it to almost the same position that they were in before. Does get taken down before they can make that jump. But, come on, Windbreak fighting Toast in the Greats. This is the prime Splatling matchup here. Windbreak opting to leave and unfortunately getting taken out for that. But yeah, 2 Splatlings circling each other is about as quintessential of Manta Maria as you can get.
Yeah, but we're gonna see we are halfway through this game, and H-Town Rebels have yet to basically be in mid after that first Rainmaker pop. They've been on their back foot the entire time, but now they have the Rainmaker. They have a lot of mid in their favor, but that resider is gonna at least force Toast here to drop for bunker for just a second here. But we're gonna see that not a lot. They're not gonna be forced off for very, very long here, as we're gonna see L there on the Rainmaker, on the bunker actually, with the Rainmaker able to find one, looking for a little bit more, looking to at least get a safe way in, but you gotta be careful of the carbon just dropping from above, not quite able to get the Rainmaker, as H-Town Rebels are able to get more points on the board, down to 80-70, looking for the Rainmaker pedestal, and there it is.
Ooh, L very smoothly coming off of that Rainmaker dunk to a double pick on the left here with that bubble. Incredible knowledge of their weapon there. And it looks like they're just really going to hold this position here, especially getting jumps in. They're going to get the jump on Windbreak here. Unfortunately, though, they are called out and taken out here, though. But really, really nice gameplay there. We're going to see a little bit of wall climbing here from Toast on the head, and I feel that in my soul. Nice
Yeah,
pick.
the double reef wasn't meant to be, but hey, one's better than nothing, as H-Town Rebels are able to shut down both of them before they're able to do a lot of damage. You see that the street is already being painted in favor of H-Town Rebels, but not
Ooh.
quite, as Daybreak just sitting around the corner and just getting them down again and again and again. So it's entered the final 60 seconds of this game. Daybreak, they have all the cards are in their hands right now. They have all the marbles. They can just do what they please, whether they decide to score more points or stall out for time. We're gonna see as they're gonna hit or go onto bunker here and just kind of dare H-Town Rebels to come to them, trying to dare them to say, hey, we're gonna sit here for as long as we can, and you have to deal with it. Let's see if they're able to do it.
Yeah, you can see a pick all the way on the left side. I think there was possibly an attempted flank that got called out or something along those lines. Rainmaker does go down here. Bubble is out, but unfortunately just gets shredded because L did get taken out. So we get some peak Carbon Deco gameplay of thwack, 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 thwack. But now that Rainmaker is back in mid, on top of the greats here, actually.
I mean, hey, we all love a little bit of whack-a-mole, but as you see, the final 10 seconds of the game here, Daybreak have most of mid in their color, just looking to get bunker. There's a lot, and that might be the final thwack of the game. It might be L's gonna be there as well, and unfortunately, the carbon's gonna go down, but it's not gonna be enough, as Daybreak are gonna take the final game and will take the set. Technically, 4-0, but 4 or 6-1 since we played all 7.
That is true. However, L did get the final thwack of the game. So
It was
there's
final thwack
that.
of the game. We love
Oh
thwack.
man, what a set! Yeah, there's another windbreak. What is Inkjet clip? I forgot the name of the special for a second.
Happens to all of us. Yeah, it's just very clutch Jets from Windbreak there. Just
Mhm.
really clutch doubles and triples from Daybreak as a whole. They're able to find the picks they need. They find find Asian Rebels just kind of caught by surprise. They caught them in really bad spots. They were able to really capitalize on it, and hey, the result proved it. They just did what they wanted.
Yeah, I will say that special usage from both teams, and especially the special coordination, was top tier. I mean, we saw, of course, all of the sliders, but we also saw Zukas and Inkjets get coordinated. We saw the coolers. We saw the bubbles come out at really, really important times, especially for L on that decav. That bubble saved their life a couple of times, able so that they could get out more picks and continue supporting their team.
Yeah, it's just listen, Daybreak, great job. Asian Rebels, listen, it's only week 1. You still got a lot of action to play. So I wouldn't really worry too much about it. You can take it as a learning experience and say, hey, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's go back to class. Let's go back. Let's just redo what we did. And hey, maybe next week we can do a little better.
Yeah, well, speaking of reset, H-Town Rebels did tell us in that forum that I mentioned earlier that they play baby sensory videos as mental resets. So
Hmm.
perhaps they're going to be doing a little bit more of that. Get those sensory videos in.
Get the
I
cocoa
personally,
melon.
I will say, I think that rhythm game videos make really good mental resets. You just kind of turn off your brain for a little bit and look at the haha funny button press to the sound.
Well, like
So that's.
Osu.
I was thinking more of like Project Sakai, but yeah, Osu is a fair game too. I think.
Hmm. I see. Well,
But
yeah.
all right, well, that's our set. What a wonderful set it was. So many reef sliders. Thank you to all of you guys in chat for sticking around and supporting us. Thank you, Topic, for being a wonderful co-commentator. Where can the wonderful people in the audience find you on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me over at Topical2 on Twitter and Blue Sky on Discord at Topic2. And one more thing. So H-Town Rebels, the last thing that they said is that they can
Oh,
catch
yes.
yes, you can catch them and Daybreak probably at H-Town Splashdown number 4 on March 8th. So you have 6 days. You have a week to prepare, so I recommend you do that because this is also a part of the Splatoon LAN Championships. So that's gonna
Ooh.
be great. And speaking of LAN Championships, if you're going to be in the New York area, on April 5th is gonna be Big Dapple 7, another one of the Splatoon LAN Championships tourneys. It's gonna be fun. Gonna be great. You should go.
That sounds awesome.
It is. So enough of plugging the land I'm gonna go to. Cater, where can people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at cater.inkling.social. You can find me on Discord at cater. I draw things and post art like this little funky PNG tuber guy that I got set up in the 10 minutes before the stream. But
Let's
yeah, I drew
go.
him. And I drew PNG tubers for the rest of my team stew, and they'll be on our stream shortly. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to any lands in the near future, but I will definitely be going to Riptide. So hopefully
Oh
I
my
can be
god,
on mic.
same.
I'm trying to be on mic again for believe this will be 5th year in a row if I can keep that streak up.
Ooh,
So
okay.
hopefully I can see some of you guys there. Thank you all again so much for coming out. Thank you to our wonderful stream, our wonderful staff and players. Thank you to Neptune for streaming this. Production side is awesome, and you guys should appreciate them too.
Thank you,
With that,
Neptune.
yes, thank you, Neptune. We all say in unison. With that, we are going to sign off for the night. We will be right back at you guys next week with some more CCA action. So until then, stay fresh, stay hydrated, and stay tuned.
Go to class.